How you doing today, folks? Talking about the writer, Paul the writer, Matthew the writer. It's a biblical knowledge. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John the writer. Paul the writer. Paul wrote for a lot of them. The story. And the story turns out into a good story. The other fellas, they wrote it. The story turns out into a good story. You writing the story. Somebody else writing it. It don't matter just as long as the story wrote good. As long as there's a happy ending to the story. As long as there's a happy ending to the story. Kind of goes back to terrorism. Being a terrorist. Being confident. Competence. Look how much terrorism is going on. And why so much terrorism? Being a terrorist. Somebody said the RFID. The RFID tag. Getting your name off the RFID. RFID list. Racketeering. Livelihood. Those things have been called out way back in the day. Livelihood. Livelihood. Being a terrorist. Turn the rhythm. The rhythm toe up. Anyway, folks, that's the kind of society we're in. The president. I mean, it's our president. You got to be grown to look at the president. And why a president? The spirit. You want the spirit to soar. You know, we got spirit. Yes, we do. We got spirit. What about you? What about you? Close the spirit. Click. Here it comes. Here she comes. Click. Close the spirit. So it's happening to a lot of folks. Living arrangements. You got to be careful with living arrangements. The girl, guy, not on the same page. Different page. They don't want it. They don't want to be on the same page. They're halfway on the same page. So many living arrangements now are halfway on the same page. Talk about divorce. Divorce is sky high. To ring around the road. The girl loyalty, it belongs to friends, colleagues, family. That's where the spirit has got to soar. The spirit with you can be halfway up. So you got the spirit with you halfway up. Oftentimes your spirit goes to somebody else. They get the full benefit of your spirit. Living arrangement. And you come home every day tired and wore out. Because somebody else got your spirit sore. And your spirit is half putting along. Your true spirit. Anyway, some of the young ladies rather go that route. So they can have them streets. Rather than just be a housewife. Rather than just be a true faithful. The streets is hard. I understand, ladies, the streets is hard. You got to have your own. You don't want to be really looked at. Tear down the heart. Tear down the fly. You know, the fly is someplace else. In case you run into some terrorists. The fly is someplace else. I can see where you're coming from. You gotta be careful with living arrangements. Somebody said, pay the money to play the role. Give the money. Give the currency. Give the security. So if the fly is really someplace else, then it rolls over. This is if the fly is really someplace else, then it rolls over. Instead of being two-time. Instead of really being two-time. Nobody wants living arrangements that turned out to be a bunch of two-time. A bunch of playoffs. And the player's not really in the living arrangement. Anyway, that's something to look at. That falls up on the terrorist. Falls on the competency. A president. The whole world's watching. She playing off on you. And everybody's watching. He's not really soaring. She's playing off. Something to look at. Slave driving. Stop, don't do that. One end or the other one. No way. And God says what? God says the way out of no way. So the way out of no way. And the whole world shouts, no way, no way. To the spirit, of course. What we're talking about, the spirit. Sorry. And the whole world said no way. You got to be careful with living arrangements. Anyway, terrorists. Love different levels of terrorists. Competency. The whole neighborhood tore up. The competency level. I know I can count on. Shadow of a doubt. I know that I can count on. To come through. 30 pieces of silver. 30 pieces of silver. For the competency. To be burnt out. Some people say now that's huge in America. 30 pieces of silver. Anyway, some folks say the USFL. Talk about the NFL, USFL. Some people can look into that. The difference between the USFL. It's a league that's heard of, but not really. Young folks, football. Even the continental basketball. Versus the NBA. And the commotion. The moral. The immoral codes. I myself like a little football. People say USFL. I don't want to compete that out. I don't even want to compete USFL. Talking about the moral code behind it. Somebody say, hey, talk about the USFL. And the moral codes. The NFL. Even the recreational league. Athletes. Second chance athletes. Anyway, folks, that's about it. Wrapping it up with terrorism. Terrorism. You want to be part of the rhythm. You don't want to be part of all the terror. You folks want to be part of the rhythm. At least I myself. Security. Rest, what they say, blessed the shore. You heard that one, blessed the shore. I'm not going to go all off into it, but you heard that one, blessed the shore. You don't want to be part of the rhythm. Blessed the shore. Anyway, folks, that's about it. The competency. Terrorism. That's enough right there to be working. Some people say it's going to be a tough frontier. Blessed the shore. Some of the other jargon. Hey,